Aaron Gordon, and you're listening to the 3 Point Conversion.
Got a lot of work in, got a long way to go. Had moments of sloppiness. That's okay. That's first day. This is part of the process, but great energy. It's great to be back in the gym.
Did you have any of like your groups personnel wise today looking at guys in certain groups? That's something you did there. It's still too early to kind of figure out personal groups and stuff like that.
Yeah, too early. I mean, trying to manage 20 guys, it's a lot. There's a lot of guys out there. So to get everybody reps right now, it takes time. It can be clunky at times. I think over the next couple of days, I'll try to look at some of those, different lineups, but just not there yet. Just trying to get our feet settled, get our foundation in, get our defensive principles in, get up and down the floor, feel the gym on both sides of the ball a little bit. So I think we have time for that as we go this week.
I know you've spoken a lot about the way this team kind of came together during the offseason. How much of that is evident just right away in terms of seeing them on the first day?
Well, it's evident in their ball movement, their communication, their energy, I would say. Those three areas, they had a lot of talk out there, a lot of communication. Their energy was extremely high, and the ball movement's there. This group has moved the ball at a high level the last couple of years. Getting the new guys up to speed on our spacing, ball movement concepts, I think is going to take some time, but I think we're ahead of the game. This is probably the furthest ahead, we've been this early in the season.
It's going to take time for that ball movement, spacing and stuff. Why is that? That's just more about the system, making sure the guys know where they could be on the floor, stuff of that nature.
I think part of it is knowing your spots, knowing the concept, knowing the system. I think right now everybody's a little amped up, a little antsy. Everybody wants to go make plays right now, which is okay. That's just natural. I mean, our guys, they wanted to go play 5-on-5 when we stepped on the floor, the first minute of practice. We got to, take a little step back and give them the principles, the foundation, the concepts we want to play out of. And I think that just comes with time and then playing with each other. It's just going to, it'll evolve every day. We'll get a little bit better and better.
Spoken a lot this summer, I think a little bit yesterday about this transition that LaMelo was making from kind of what he was doing last year to more of a game manager, using that raw ability, kind of, I guess, sharpening up a little bit more. How do you feel like that process is going for him? Is this something normal for point guards? And have you been around environments where you've done this before with a really young point guard, just kind of taking that next step in his development that you're kind of looking for?
I mean, the clear example for me was Tony Parker, being around Tony. Tony played with a lot of instinct. He was a scorer coming out of the draft. I mean, his instinct was to go score. He did not manage the game at a high level. He had to learn that, and he didn't learn that in 1 year. It took years of playoff runs and, a number of seasons to gain that. Melo has that same ability where he can absorb information, process it, and apply it at a high level. So I expect that growth to happen quicker than most point guards, most young point guards, just because of his feel, his innate basketball IQ. But at times he fights his instinct just like anybody. His instinct is to go play, play in transition, make plays. There's another level of, all right, let's slow down and figure out what we want to run, get guys in the right spots, get guys the right shots at the right time. But the stuff he does have, you just can't teach.
Is it easier or more difficult to form an identity given what you have of your core coming back? I know you still add pieces that you want to get your contributions from, but is it easier to form an identity based off of what you have coming back and what you were saying?
Yeah, I think this is where continuity comes into play. When you have consistency and continuity, you can build from year to year. You're not starting over and starting, a new system, trying to build a new foundation. That's why you look at the teams that tend to make runs and have success in the NBA. They've played together for a while. They've got a couple years under their belt under the same system. And, we've been disciplined and stayed patient with this process. And, we're at a point now where we have pillars in place. We have a foundation in place. And now we can build on that this entire season. And as I said earlier, I feel like we're further ahead now than we've probably been in most years, just because we know each other, we know our system, we know our principles.
You mentioned yesterday your impressions of LaMelo shooting the basketball overall, three,
how it kind of waned a little bit when he came back from injury. Dealing with that, how does he look right now, like maybe compared to when he initially came back or started the season in terms of his shot and his comfort level?
He looks, 100% much more comfortable right now. Just, before the injury in LA, this is, the same Melo. He's got a ton of reps. He's been around the gym this summer. So, yeah, I think it was a tough, transition trying to come out of the injury. And obviously it was to his shooting wrist, which has a major impact. But he's looked good so far in camp, and he'll be ready to go.
So much that you feel like a lot of the stuff that LaMelo kind of just with the way everything unfolded last year, not really having summer league, that he just kind of had to roll with what he was able to do and kind of try to pick up things on the fly in the sense of like just didn't have a lot of time to get a lot of what you're trying to do right now with him back then.
That was part of it. I think, if we had more time with him last year, we could have laid a little bit more of that. But I think what makes him special is just that instinct. He was able to have success in the NBA early on in the season just off his instinct, some of our principles and concepts. But, he deserves a lot of credit for that, just playing off his feel and instinct. I think where the basketball IQ now has got to take the next step. And to me, that's about absorbing our system, knowing our system, and applying it now. And his instinct, as I said, is to go play and play off a feel, which is okay, but he's got to start to apply more of our concepts. And I feel much better now because we're going to have a full camp. We've been together this summer. We have a year underneath our belt. I think we'll see a lot of those, those goals we're trying to reach early on in the season much quicker than we saw last year.
Maybe it seemed like last year you said a lot that Ford kind of took the pressure off of a lot of guys like Terry. He played better when Gordon was in the lineup. How much of that are you seeing? I think I know it's earlier. How much are you seeing Ford's presence kind of taking some of the pressure off other guys, especially scoring?
He'll do that. I mean, he just settles the gym. He's a grown-up out there. He knows how to play. He takes the pressure off of Melo, Terry, and everybody on the floor just because he knows how to play. He makes instinctive plays. So he just settles the gym. That's the best way I can put it. Today he was all over. We had a number of guys out there on the floor, but in general, when he steps on the floor, the gym settles down, and we tend to play good basketball.
What are you seeing from Terry as a leader in terms of his evolution over the last couple of years? How has he progressed when he first got here to now? He's organizing events for you guys to go down there and do things in Miami. How has he evolved since he's been in, what you said?
Yeah, I mean, he's much more aggressive in his leadership, and I'd say it's more vocal. He led by example a lot early on. When we first got him, he was always a great worker, great teammate, played hard, had a real drive about him. But the level you have to get to as a leader is you got to be vocal. That's the ultimate leadership to me, is when you step into being a vocal leader, and that's where he's headed. He had a great summer this year, putting together the guys, getting out to Miami. His talk on the court's infectious, and we're going to need that. So he's taken a major step the last couple of years in, his leadership, both on and off the floor.
Stop there, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, JP.